Enjoy watching aviation history take to the skies over Chino. See famous planes and demonstration teams like the F-16 Piper demo and Heritage Flight, Sanders Sea Fury, the Tumbling Bear, and Eric Tucker. Over 50 historic aircraft will be performing for your enjoyment, including the P-47 Thunderbolts and P-51 Mustangs. There'll be military vehicles, a veteran panel, kids zone, and a vendor marketplace where you'll find plenty of food and beverages. Gates open Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. Parking is free. Tickets, $25. Kids 11 and under are free. Spend the day at the Plains of Fame Air Show Saturday and Sunday, May 4th and 5th in Chino. For tickets and info, go to plainsoffame.org. That's plainsoffame.org. plainsoffame.org.
All right, it is time for Empire Talks Back. I am Wallace Allen, on the case for truth and justice with the right information to help improve the situation. It is that time of year when everybody starts moving toward the idea of maybe I got a second chance. Maybe we can do things over again. Ooh, revitalization. Jesus came back. Maybe we can come back. Folks, that's what it's all about. Waking up every morning with some kind of idea of renewing yourself, renewing your challenge, renewing your mission, renewing your commitment. And I'm committed. I'm committed to do better. I'm committed to try to breathe better, but that's important. If you're not breathing good, a lot of you guys are sucking in when you breathe. You're supposed to push out so you can make room to get that air in there. There's a lot of correction that we can do as we move in the right direction that we choose to use to motivate ourselves and make America a better place. And you can't make America a better place without doing something in your neighborhood, in your house, with your family, with those people that you think are hating on you. Why are they hating on you? Why you think they're hating on you? Are you doing something good? Could be. That's the idea. Every time you help someone, you're probably hurting that person that was oppressing, depressing, and depending on somebody else's lifeblood as opposed to adding to the flow. So I'm saying all of that to say, to remind you that right in the middle, right through the heart of San Bernardino County, city of San Bernardino, city of Rialto, city of Fontana, on to L.A., is Route 66, started in Chicago to L.A. But guess what? The greatest part of Route 66 comes through San Bernardino County, runs through the city of San Bernardino, Rialto, and Fontana. I say it's the greatest part of Route 66 because it's the waitest. It's the waitingest. It's been waiting for you and I to step up, revitalize Route 66, make yourself proud of your community. Tell me about who you are, what you're claiming, what you're rocking, hey, if you're not making the thing that is already famous in your neighborhood more famous and more clean, you're missing a deal. Step up, folks. We got money in our pocket that we can immediately decide to spend. We got to shine it up a little bit. Can't take dirty money to the store and expect to spend it. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Revitalize. That's where we are. Renew the deal. I'm trying to get myself in a position that I can run, not walk, not ride, but actually run the Route 66 Marathon, the California Route 66 Marathon, right here in Southern California, right here on our streets, right here on our section of Route 66. Yeah, we're going to do it too, folks. We are going to do it. I have a commitment from many of our friends, including, well, you know what? We're going to just have a big meeting one day soon, and we're going to start telling you who's involved. But meanwhile, if you're not getting in shape, you're losing an opportunity. If you're not getting in shape, and it shouldn't just be for the Route 66 Marathon, it should be for yourself. It should be for your kids, your grandkids. You should be ready to get ready. And that's the first step. So I say all of that to say, welcome to the morning, welcome to the day. I hope that you are challenging yourself because the world is, and if you're not acknowledging the challenge, you're already falling behind. I have several young men in the studio with me today, Mr. Christopher Henry and Mr. Eli West. There's a lot of poetry in those names. I'm not going to go through it right now for you, but I may be forced to later on as I get inspired.
Okay.
But these young men are involved in revitalization.
Yes, sir.
They're involved in making the heart beat a little more directly for something specifically, because we all know that we're alive, but if we don't have a mission, if we don't have a purpose, then we could be running in circles, which is okay if you're on a track, but you got to be on the right track. So, Mr. Christopher Henry, how are you this morning?
Yes, sir. I'm all right. How are you doing?
God is great. I'm extremely grateful.
Time.
Mr. Eli West, how are you this morning?
I'm right there with you.
Very good. Don't pay any attention to those deep, marvelous voices, folks. We did a little extra enhancement so that they would sound like they were great. Actually, I'm a little worried. These guys sound great voices.
Thank
What do you do with that great voice, Mr. Henry?
Basically, I don't do too much with it. Right now, I'm trying to be a street advocate for the people right now, an activist, trying to get everybody together and try to change communities.
Very good. You have a more specific attitude about changing communities. What is it that you're working on? You and Mr. West are here today to, I guess, I'm seeing unity in your profile. I'm seeing a desire for other people to accept an attitude that you guys are working with.
Yes, sir.
So that means you're salesmen of some type. You know, that means you got a product. What is the product that you guys are pushing?
My product I'm pushing is the Most High. Trying to get.
Well, you gotta be careful when you say that now during the the marijuana, cannabis thing. When you say Most High, people may be thinking you're talking.
I'm talking about the Most High God.
There we go. All right. Okay. Let's get specific here.
Right.
We gotta be clear.
Right.
We gotta be clear because there are people who are looking for off ramps.
Right.
There are people who are looking to misunderstand you to their convenience.
Right.
There are people who want to continue.
Right.
We can talk to Miss Tammy Martin Rouse, who's just come in. She will tell you about people who know, who have read, who have seen the evidence of being plant-based, and these people still go eat some of them dead ones. They can't wait to find something that's okay. So knowing the truth is not always the doorway to the truth.
Right.
There has to be some kind of pushing or desire to get people, to make that happen.
Right.
You guys are saying you want unity, you want peace.
Yes.
And you're not just saying you want unity and peace, la, la, la. You're saying you want unity and peace between the Crips and the Bloods.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, good. Talk to me.
A lot of people get it misconstrued.
Come to your microphone and be sure to be sure.
A lot of people get it.
Is his microphone turned on? Let's be sure.
A lot of people get it misconstrued that it's just a Crip and Blood thing, but really unity is a people as a whole.
Okay.
See, there's too much separation. In the art of war, you have to divide and conquer. What we're trying to do, we're trying to put it. Everybody has a part of the puzzle to play. We're trying to put the pieces together to bring everyone together as a whole.
Putting the pieces together.
Yes, sir.
That is a deep puzzle. It's only easy if you are the ones who created the puzzle.
Right.
We say Crips and Bloods because of the infamy that has traveled with those names. There used to be a little neighborhood situation in L.A., but it's now a neighborhood situation across the country, and I'm understanding it goes deeper than that.
Yes.
People getting along and having a common mission isn't the problem. I'm reminded of songs about the good old gang, and if it weren't for people working together, we would have very few things that we're proud of. The fact is that we've got some young men and women out there who have been pushed together and are operating, seeking fame, seeking fortune, seeking whatever it is, but somehow we've gotten twisted to using violence as the primary means of making those things happen.
Right.
I don't think we're trying to make people not be together so much as what do they do when they're together.
Right.
Am I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I will if you don't tell me something.
It becomes because of economics.
Okay.
Finances. If you have more jobs and more things to provide for the community, that would uplift the community.
Right.
It's like giving a kid a new pair of shoes. When you give a kid a new pair of shoes, he walks differently. He try to make sure his shoes are not scarfed up. You have a sense of pride. And when you have a sense of pride, you carry yourself differently.
Right.
We don't have that. We have a environment where it creates chaos through the financial situation. So if we can change our situation financially, I think that would have an upgrade on everything we're trying to do.
Right.
Now, that sounds like something that we preach about on a regular basis. You know, it's controlling yourself, control your finances, focus on what you want to do, and focus on what the goal is supposed to be. So how do we do that? What is your theme? I know we're working unity. I know that we're trying to pull the edges together, and I'm hearing you talk about economics. So what kind of plan are we looking at?
We're looking at something like taking it to the kids. We have to start teaching our kids. The educational system right now in place is not working for us. It's not providing us jobs, it's not teaching us the job skills that we need when we get out of school.
Right.
So we need to start teaching our kids if they want to be, for say, a carpenter. We need to start teaching them how to use a lever, how to use a ruler, how to get them educated and give them the skills qualified for that for when they're Pacific too. So when they get out of school, they already have a job, their job skills lined up.
This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. I'm speaking with a couple of young men from the High Desert area,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Eli West, Mr. Christopher Henry.
Yes, sir.
They're here with the idea, the concept of wanting to make some changes, make the community better, and they're aiming at our kids, and they're talking about economics. I'm not sure what it is, but I can tell you what, we're going to find out. I'll be asking those Wallace Allen kind of questions right after this break. You guys stick around. Go call somebody because we need you to work up on this solution. The number here is 909-792-5222. That's 792-5222. Give us a call. Maybe you can help solve the problem of the world. And we have the Mood Master in with us today. We'll be right back.
Theo West needs businesses, big and small, to sell to buyers who are paid to buy from those businesses. That's right, Theo West will send customers to your business, customers who are rewarded to buy from you, people paid to purchase goods and services from you. Signing up is simple. Call Theo, 714-863-4126. Theo says if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. 714-863-4126. 714-863-4126.
Publish your legal notice in Westside Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. Westside Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call Westside Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
All right, we are back. This is Empire Talks Back, and I'm glad that you guys don't get to hear everything during the break. Poor Miss.
Oh, but Facebook does.
Poor Miss Tammy. Oh, Miss Tammy, we're so glad to see you. We're talking about violence, gang violence. We're talking about the future of the planet right here, starting right here in our community. We have the same issue where we're talking about how we deal with infusing values into our young people in a way that that gives them growth, gives them the fluidity to understand they got to make their choices, but at the same time, we want to give them some guidance.
Right.
Who's responsible? The parent, the school, the environment, and the one that gets the most attention from them is that little screen. Right. So where are we, gentlemen? What it is that we need to do? You got it.
Basically, it starts at the home with the parents. We got to get these kids out these social medias, Facebook, Instagram. A lot of these kids don't have future goals, goal plans. The majority of these kids nowadays just want to be rappers. Our little young youth, our young ladies, they just want to dance and twerk and do things in that sort. We're trying to put a foundation out there to draw their attention away from that and utilize the skills that they may have and bring it to the forefront and maybe pass it on to the other youth. The Bloods and Crips, we're trying to bring them as well together. OGs, the ones who have a voice in the hoods, we're trying to bring them together to speak for us and speak for the youth and trying to clean up what we caused as far as the destruction of the youth, their mind, putting guns in their hands, drugs in their hands, sending them out there, it's just evil. It's just evil. So we want to clean that up and make it turn its negative into a positive.
And what's the attitude that we're able to use to do that? Are we doing it now because we're old and getting feeble and getting scared of the little thing we created, or are we doing it because we are really concerned about these young folks evolving to their best?
Yes.
Because it looks like both of those things potentially to them. You're old and scared. That's why you want me to be restful. I mean, that's the teenage. That's how young kids grow up, feeling with their parents psychologically, that the old people want to hold us down, and everything that the old people tell us is to hold us down, as opposed to training us, sending us in the right way. And we have an expert at the table who does this every day with her students. And they deal with you, Miss Tammy.
So you want me to get in? Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
Well, I'm gonna. Well, let me say this. Let me say this. I respect what you just said. I disagree with a lot of it. Let me tell you the portion I disagree with it. When you say kids need to get off of social media, I think that is absolutely a fallacy. Because here's the deal. Technology is booming. There's money in technology. Right. We have to educate our kids on how to use technology. Right. Because the thing is we as African Americans are not in technology. Right. And so what I hear parents say, nah, get that girl off the computer. Let me tell you something. My daughter could probably make $300 a day off of off of social media, off of gaming. They know how to do it. True. But nobody's teaching them how to do it the correct way. Right. And so and I wish more of our kids were into social media in the right way. I wish that they were more into technology and understanding how to sell things. Right. So and like I said, when I look at our counterparts, they're not only do they understand social media, they know how to make money off of it. Right. I got guys in my classes are making money by sleeping. Showing them how to sleep. I said, well, let me see.
Wait a minute. Excuse me. How?
Yeah.
No. Trust me, there's programs out there that people are paying to watch them sleep.
Like sleep apnea.
Yes. Right. I mean, just watch them sleep, period. It's just dumb. Okay. It's just dumb and stupid. But they making money. Okay. And then, but I will tell you this, and I just had a conversation with a friend of mine who grew up off of 92nd and Hoover and all of that. He said the problem goes back to when they took the mail from the home. When males have been taken from the home, and you look around and you see over 60 to 70 to 80% of males not in the household with these males. Mm-hmm. And so now you're depending on women to raise men. Correct. And so they're out there doing, I'm not saying that that's the only thing. I believe in a lot of things that you said. Okay. But what I'm saying is that is the major thing. Our black men are in prison.
Yeah, that's right.
And so our boys are out here finding ways, getting jumped into games, looking for protection, looking for this in all the wrong places, and these women we can't do that.
Yeah, I fall under that category.
Because we have to understand, there's 1.5 million black men missing right now. And we say missing, it don't have to be like adopted or nothing like that. Yeah. But in these prisons, we got lost when they came.
When they dropped crack.
when they dropped exactly. It
broke that out. Mm-hmm. It changed the game way back when the drugs hit, and it took our men out. So, and you know what? I don't even blame all black men. To be honest with you, I blame the system. But we fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. And it's a systemic problem, not only just in the black family, but it has affected our dollars, our access to capital, everything. It is a systemic problem. And so, and I think to turn this part around, we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to fix the men. And we're going to have to say, men, and like I said, I had this wonderful conversation with a man this morning. He goes, men need to spend time with their daughters. Right. Men need to spend time with their sons. And I mean, regardless of the bad situations they have with these women that they decide to be with, you got to put all that junk aside and you got to spend 50% of your time with your kids. And that's a man.
You just hit everything I be preaching right there, right? And in my eyes, I think the problem came with the dope.
Yes.
When the dope came in, it changed everything around. It changed our morals. There was accountability. There was respect. I don't care if you're the baddest guy in the neighborhood. You respect your elders,
Yes.
and your elders can tell you something and tell you to go home to your mother. They already know what you did already.
Yes.
Now, if you try to tell someone something, you're gonna get cussed out, get in a fight. Their mother come down and want to fight. Now we got to change all that. There's now days where it could be a kid party, and the mother's out there dancing with the kid, twerking and everything. These are things right here. We got to take back the stronghold of the household.
Yeah.
And then once we can take the stronghold of the household, then we can go abroad and try to bring our people back together on a whole nother nature.
Because you know, if that man was in that family strong, she wouldn't be out there twerking.
Yeah.
Be like, bring your butt back over here.
Yeah.
Let daddy go take you out to do this. Let me take. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, we're really pointing at a social concept that took place in the 50s with welfare, and you will not get welfare if there's a man in the house. And we go back to that time frame and say, this is when it started, but don't forget enslavement.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, we tend to want to forget it because of the ferocity of it. But the point of slavery was to separate the family. The genetic hook that went along with you cannot have a family, and if I see you liking and appearing to create one, I'm going to throw it away. So genetically you get involved in, well, I ain't going to show you who I love because that's who you're going to go do the separation deal with. How we get around that genetic thing, that self-hate, that lack of internal desire is something that we have to work on. But as we also look at, and I hear you, there's how many black men in prison, and you know that's the thing that we always black men are in prison. We get the big deal about the separation of the family. We never see pictures of Africa that show anything but deprivation, and starvation, etc. There's an image battle going on because there may be 1 million black men missing, but there's another 4.5 black men who are here who should not be missing from that void of people that need the help. But we do see people working together. We do see the solutions taking place in some place. This wonderful person on the end here is not only just a great school teacher during the year, during the summer she's involved with her kids, she takes them places. The commitment is from those who see the problem. I cannot say everybody who is part of the problem should be the ones to turn, because they're so busy being involved in survival. They're so busy involved in trying to make tomorrow happen or be here tomorrow. The people who see the problem, the folks who can say, well, why don't they, or why don't this? Those are the folks who have potential solutions because they see a problem. Those are the ones who need to step up. That's what I'm suggesting, that if we agree there's a problem, we are probably the source of redemption. We're probably the source for revitalization.
Yes, sir.
I don't think anybody should wallow in the problem that they have, but I do understand why they may not have a feeling of the future for tomorrow. And I think that's what we who have a future, we who can see it and feel it, it's our responsibility to spread that. I've been in meetings where everybody came to the meeting because they wanted to be there and they wanted to do something, but they were just kind of sitting around waiting for somebody to fire them up. You know, and so that's where I know that there is something important about people who want to be the stimulus, people who want to be the activator, people who want to make that thing happen. Because I've seen it occur. Tammy's a generator. She walks in a meeting and she makes noise. She makes it happen. But that's what we have to do. Okay, so when we look at our situation, and I see in your book work you're saying you want the businesses to be able to step up and help the kids. One of the things we need to do is create that circle so that the businesses are strong enough to help the kids. We need to come up with some kind of support mechanism. So we're all working in that circle, but how can we deliver it? Because amongst us here, we don't have the people that we're talking about helping to revitalize and rejuvenate. How do we get to the kids? How do you see them? What's going on to make you?
I think it goes back to what time you were just saying.
On the break, because I don't know if you can hear the song going. Wallace.
That's right.
That's why you need your speaker on. We're going to have to go to break.
No, you could just tell me. You didn't have to fire me up like that all across the table to let everybody know the difference.
Go ahead, take us on out. Because Wallace ain't going to, he's not going to stop. Go ahead, take us on out. We can continue this on Facebook.
We're on the move.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
Publish your legal notice in Westside Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. Westside Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call Westside Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
How about that relaxing, emotional, floating feeling that comes when you get the special treatment that you deserve? Spa Spectrum's head-to-toe service soothes your mind, body, and soul. Freeway close. Exit the 210 South at Archibald. Quick left into the Stater Brothers Center. Spa Spectrum, 909-989-8861. Head, hands, feet. Your whole body needs Spa Spectrum. 909-989-8861. Relax! 909-989-8861.
We are back. This is Empire Talks Back. I'm Wallace Allen. I heard a statement this morning, just a few seconds ago, from a person that is of wisdom and a vision. Tammy just said, I do a lot of things for nothing, because she's not looking at immediate financial return on that. But Tammy is a green thumb. She plants. So she's not doing something for nothing. She may not see it come back immediately tomorrow, but everything that we do from wisdom is to hope that there is a return. We're looking for an effect. We're looking to make, okay, you guys have a meeting established.
Right, correct,
okay,
correct.
Tell us about the meeting.
Okay. We have a meeting in the High Desert. It's going to be at the High Desert Lodge in Victorville, where we're bringing a lot of
The address.
Okay, this is the address. It's tonight at 5 o'clock p.m. to 7. It's at the High Desert Lodge again at 13410 Armagosa Road in Victorville. Basically, we're bringing everybody together. We're going to be talking about...
how do you get everybody there, and who is everybody?
Basically, we've been posting the flyer on social media. We know a lot of people in the High Desert, a lot of car club members, just a lot of people of color in general that we know, and they know us and respect us as well, that are already coming out, and everybody has been chiming into that flyer and like, man, this is a good thing, we're going to show up. But what we're going to be doing there, we're going to be speaking about unity is one, changing the communities, free workshops for the kids, like people that already have, like myself, I'm a certified mechanic. I can get out there and on the weekend and show kids how to do brakes or something for free. We're trying to do that as well. We got a few speakers coming out. We got a speaker coming out talking about bullying. I'm a vegan. I don't eat meat, so I want to talk to the people, not just the children, about the health and what the different plant-based meals can do for your body. It'll do for your soul, do for your mind, open up your pineal gland. It'll open you up to the universe. But anyways, that's another story. But
it's the way the brain is, pineal gland.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yes. All right, and as well as we got what else? Who else is coming?
We got we've been reaching out to some of the organizers of the games, original founders. We have Big Preach coming out. He's the founder of the PDLs, Pasadena Denver Lanes. I've been talking to Big Bandit from Insane, Long Beach Insane. He's been giving me insight. So we're doing future things here. We're starting here in the High Desert, but we're finna go around and try to spread a message and try to reach our people and try to make a change. Like you said earlier, I agree with you totally with the social media page. The way we have to reach kids is with the social media page. Use their weapons.
And I was wondering again, Eli, in general, we're older people talking to younger people.
Right.
And there is a barrier, and if there's not a bridge, that barrier is going to be there.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm asking, what's the attraction for the people who you think are the problem to be there? I mean, what you're saying is we're going to have some speeches, we're going to have some nice old people that we know, and where's the cutting edge here?
Well, one of the things we want to...
And believe me, I'm not just talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm talking to me.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the cutting edge, something that's going to really have an impression for these kids. Because like Tammy and like you guys said, it's social media. We say they all want to be rappers. Well, rappers are teaching them the morality.
Right.
We say, well, I rap. But then we see the result of Nipsey's death.
Right.
And we see that people are screaming not the idiocy of rap. They're talking about those elements of rap that he spoke of, that in terms of togetherness, in terms of economic togetherness. So there's some learning that could take place, but how do we make it stick from the point of enslavement? We have dealt with the fact that we know we need to support our black-owned businesses, but we also have that genetic thing that says, yeah, but the white man's ice is colder.
Right, we got to get these young brothers.
How do we deal with that? What are we going to do to make a change with that?
Today, on the way over here, I was listening to something he was playing on the radio, and a lot of things go with your music. Your input, a lot of things you get is from television or hearing. And there was a line in the song. He said, how do you become aware of the truth and you're still lost? Because you don't implement, when you got to get around like-minded people, and you got to put positive things out in the atmosphere. Right now, everything in the environment coming back to us is negative. Right. Whether you're looking at TV, even goes as high as running for political office, the highest land in the nation. They always want to shoot the negativity on each other to make you look down on each other.
Right.
Anytime we come together, there's always going to be some negativity come in that try to take away from what you're doing. Right. And you just have to let your light shine and go keep on going through the fight.
We got to be consistent with this. First, we're just putting our best foot forward right now. We're going to be speaking to everybody as much as we can, giving out handshakes and hugs. First, we're trying to stop the young black youth to acknowledge their brother instead of mean mugging at them, looking at them crazy when they see them. Instead of that, just say, hey, brother, how you doing? Handshake and hug. We're trying to do a ceasefire across the first in Victorville, and hopefully it just spreads like a wildfire.
That speak to each other deal, boy, that's old school. Yeah. I can remember traveling across country with my father and traveling in the car, and one of the things that we were always looking for is, where's the neighborhood? Where's the radio station? Right. Daddy, who is that? Somebody he's waving at across the street. Daddy, who is that? I don't know who it is, but I know who it is. Right. So speaking to each other, not that is I think an important element. But then after we speak and we sit down and we have some conversation, where are we going?
Then we got to do the footwork.
Is our friend Justified involved with what you're doing?
Justified I had put together a meet. Was it about a week ago? It turned out very good. Yeah. Justified did show up. He sat down. He didn't speak. He had his business there, and
actually made a video.
Oh yeah,
he made a video to the. He was up there. Justified has a Fathers in Hip Hop,
right?
And he was there promoting his business there. Right. He's a voice in the high. It's a lot of us come together. I've known Justified for years. Matter of fact, when I first came to Victorville, me and Justified was out in the streets together hustling, selling CDs, selling our poetry. Justified as a poet. When you mentioned earlier those poetic names, I happen to be a poet.
Right. Yes, sir.
And so me and Justified hit together on those lines there. So he's definitely part of what's going on.
If this meeting goes perfect this afternoon, what will happen? What is perfection for you guys this afternoon?
Perfection is reaching all our people, not just the Crips and the Bloods, but our people as whole.
How will we know we reached them? I guess that's what I'm asking.
By implementing plans, seeing things to come, and see the end goal. We may not see it, but if we can reach to the youth now, the next generation now, and they can implement something in their kids, then the change begins there. We have to get it. It's like planting a seed, like you're saying. All the work you do is not in vain. You're planting seeds. Someone else see what you're doing, then they're gonna follow the example of what you're doing. Right. Even though we can just reach one or two at a time.
Right. And that is I think the absolute proof. That is the test that we are willing to do something that does not show us immediate results, understanding that we're working on something deep enough that only time will get to completely see. If everything that we want to do is something that can be done by us and completed by us tomorrow, I don't know how much planning is involved in that. So I salute the attitude, and I think that's very important. But it's something that we all do, and we do have to have some kind of some type of continuum with our youth, so that the ideas, the mission does have a means for other people to step in and get involved. So I'll ask again, what is it that you could see occur amongst the young people there who are active on the street? What is it that you could see from them on close to immediate that would mean something for you?
I think. Go ahead.
I could basically. Well, me myself is a living testimony. I think if I could change from everything that I've went through and done, I believe the next person like me can do the same. So we have to let them know that we care. Speak to them out of our hearts, show them and guide them the way. Everybody's not gonna agree with us, like you said, but it's just a challenge that we're willing to make. I'm ready to throw my life on the line for these kids in this unity. The marches and stuff we did back in the day, no, they did not work. But I just think that this has to be done. We have to speak to these kids. We have to speak to these adults. We have to put all of our minds together and come with some type of source to where we can get these kids' attention. More programs and get them off the streets, off the gangs, stop hanging out at these liquor stores and street corners and with these sacks and throwing negativity in the young minds of the youth too, because it's not just them, it's other little kids out there. That's why
positive that we can put together that would be attractive and productive. Any ideas on that?
Okay, we have one right now. We're working with Sugar Shane Mosley's father, Jack Mosley. He is actually opening up a gym in Victorville, which he's also backing us. We're gonna have kids come over there to his gym and have him speak as well, and they'll be coming up there talking as well.
For some physical activity, things of that sort.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We also have Mr. Bruce McGee up there, who's a Taekwondo master. He has studios in the high desert, and he's willing to offer his time also to teach kids Taekwondo. Also, we're going to take them hunting and teach them how to do tools and survive in life.
Right.
And I think that a lot of things, just getting active with kids, the things you do for a kid that you may not, it may be small to you, but a kid remembers these things as they get older.
Right.
Those are, I see we're talking about things that have something to do with, initial self-bonding and a little self-esteem and pride and unfortunately teaching you how to fight. I need some games to help us think. Miss Tammy, what are some of the things? You're a school teacher. Right. You take time out during the year to actually take children to other places,
right,
other countries. How valuable do you see that kind of travel? How can we take advantage of changing where people live or changing what they see every day? How can we take advantage of that at a more local and expedient level? Is that something?
Let me say this. Whether or not you take them out of the country or not, I think it's just the simple things. I mean, you can, in your program, you can mentor a child. Become a part of a child's life, because just having that child and taking that child's, like, say for example, I used to be a part of a program when I used to teach in LA, where it was these lawyers. They had a group, and all of them, we had about 25 of them who were in this group. They actually took on 2 to 3 kids and they mentored them for the whole year. And what that meant was, no, I'm not going to come to school and talk to you. You built a relationship with them.
Right.
You picked them up. You took them to the movies. You took them to the beach. They came over your house. They ate with your family. You took them down the street. And then you'll be amazed the stuff that they have never seen and never done right in their own backyard. And just to change a person's life, because they'll say stuff like, oh, my mama daddy ain't never took me over here. And so I don't, I go out of the country. We ain't got to go out of the country. We can go right down the street. And so, and I would like a mentoring program like that to appear. And I think he's taking us out for a break. And I'm not going to hold you up because Wallace will. Go.
Yeah, that's very important.
Theo West needs people who want to get paid to purchase. Paid to purchase the same goods and services that they are already buying. Paid to purchase from the same businesses and brands that they are already buying from, but not getting paid. Imagine getting paid to purchase the very items that you need and want. Get paid to purchase. Call Theo 714-863-4126. Theo says if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. 714-863-4126. Call Theo 714-863-4126.
Publish your legal notice in West Side Story newspaper. For the best service and the best rates, call 909-384-8131. Publishing legal notices in the city and county of San Bernardino since 1990. West Side Story provides friendly expert service. Call 909-384-8131 to benefit from budget-friendly rates. Whether a fictitious business name, a name change, a divorce summons, or any other legal or public notice, call West Side Story newspaper 909-384-8131. 909-384-8131. That's 909-384-8131.
All right, we're back. We are back. This is Empire Talks Back. We are talking with Miss Tammy Martin Riles, Mr. Eli West, and Christopher.
Yes.
Christopher Henry.
Christopher Henry.
What we are looking at is, I know you're talking about businesses and stop the violence and make our community whole, et cetera, et cetera. Ms. Tammy just mentioned a mentoring program. How are you guys anticipating putting business and youth together in a way that's going to be productive for the businesses as well as the youth and certainly the community? Is that something you've thought through?
Yes, there's a couple of programs up there right now. I can't remember the young lady's name, but she has a program called Millionaire Mind Kids.
Oh, that woman is just so marvelous. Yes. Tell her to come down again before she's got the kids teaching the other kids.
Oh, awesome.
Right. Yes,
and that's
amazing,
the way to do it there. You know,
amazing.
when a kid, you give kid a little honor.
No, we caught that, but we still haven't caught your idea of when tonight, when the business people show up and say, what can I do? And when the young people come up and say, ooh, whatever y'all can do, we want to do it. That what is going to be the instructive, what is the direction, what is it that we can...
I think a lot of it's happening right now. There's an awakening right now with the untimely...
Okay, we're going to go past the philosophy. Okay. We need to go to a plan.
Well, the plan is empowerment.
The meeting is the plan. Yeah.
Okay.
That's step number one. That's setting the foundation for everything right now.
Very good. They're very good. That's like saying, I'm going to put some fire to this paper and see if it burns. Oh, it does burn.
Okay.
What do we do once we see that we've caught fire? And I'm asking that question because I got to answer. I'm not asking it because I wanted to make you guys blow your head off. One of the things that we see simply, and Tammy just described it, and that's a mentoring program. That's an exposure program. If we got some businesses in the area that want to participate and want to be helpful, one of the things they can do is open their doors and allow one of these kids to come in and hang out with them at some level, some period of time. And if they can pay them, great. But if they can expose them to what they do, I think, Tammy?
Well, I want to say not just businesses, Wallace, because a lot of these people that were mentors didn't own a business. They were in a profession where, they just wanted to give back. So if I have 3 kids, I wish I could mentor someone. I just don't have the time.
Right.
But if you have 3, if I have 3 mentors and I needed to spend at least 3 days out of the month with each of those kids, what would that look like?
You're suggesting that everyone there tonight at your meeting at 5 o'clock.
I don't know what they want to do.
No, but once again, we're making suggestions because as we look at the glass is half full, which means it's half empty. Right. If there's something that we can add to the success, because success, when we haven't made steps, a step can look like success. But when the need is for 5 or 6 steps and we have the ability to put those together, let's try to do that. And my point again is, if you have parents, neighbors, business folks there who come in and at the moment are on fire and want to help, and you've got some kids there, I suggest the time to do it is to get those people to sign up and say that they'll do it, and then see if we can get some people to come in and show them how to do it. But let's not leave the meeting just happy. Let's leave the meeting having made a commitment. When you go to Ms. Tammy's chamber meeting, she's not going to just let you all leave, but you did your networking. You proved you got some networking, you got some cards, you got a plan on who you're going to call back. Can I get you to tell me who you're going to call so that there's some commitment made? Am I out of line, Ms. Tammy?
No, you're not out of line.
Actually, what we're going to do also, we have we're going to have papers there with catalogs with all the black businesses that's in the high desert. So we can start supporting each other.
Okay.
And we also going to have sign-up sheets for those who are interested in, if we have contact, we can reach out to them. That's already going to be afforded there too. We don't want to just, I've been in meetings before, it was just idle meetings. You know, we had a good talk and that was as far as it went. You know, but it's time to, with the untimely death of Nipsey Hussle, now, there's a wave right now. It's like you being a DJ, understand? Like when the song is hot on the radio, that song may get rotation 40 times that day.
And we are hot on this
right now.
Revitalization. Yeah. We are hot on making something happen brand new, and that this is the season, this is the time, and since we've all been to meetings, the last thing we want to know is, well, I'm going to just go to another meeting. But you're saying that this is going to be a meeting that leads us into action.
Right.
This is a meeting where you can come and find something that you can do, that if you commit yourself to do it, you can change your community by yourself. But if we all get involved, or more people get involved, we can even multiply that. So it's like Ms. Tammy was saying, if I can mentor 3 kids once a month each, that's great. What if I'm able to pair my mentoring with someone else's, and now we can kind of double up with the impact and maybe cut down some of the pricing. But those are things that we figure out once we have that mission, and I'm proud that you guys are saying the mission is to come together and to do better and make our kids realize the value of who they are, and our businesses realize the value of each other, so that we can do more. It's like I said, it's time to do something for your brother other than what he can do for you.
Not
it's
only
time to love your brother for something other than what he can do for you.
Not only that, sorry to cut you off, but they'll be able to learn something. Like I said, I was a vegan. I'm going to be speaking on that and different foods and stuff like that while I'm there. I think it's very important for our culture as well to go all the way back and find out who they really are, culture-wise. I think that's very important. Like you said, we can't let go of slavery. Where did you come from? A lot of us don't even know about our bodies. A lot of us know more about our phone than our body. So we gotta get that in their minds. Not even the children, but the adults, to try to turn that around so we can live long like our ancestors did back in the days, 100 and something years old. We can kill this cancer, these man-made diseases.
That's right.
These are man-made diseases that are getting injected in our body through vaccines and foods. As well as, like you said, the businesses, not only the businesses, but we're passing on our knowledge to the children where they can pass it on to the next generation, the next generation, the next generation. But the killing does have to stop. It's not going to stop. Only reason why, because I don't want to get all into religion or stuff like that, but the prophecy has to be filled. And wars and good and evil is a perfect balance in the world.
And food got a lot to do with it.
And sorry about that. Food does mess up the chemical imbalance in your mind, and it mess up the thinking.
But when we say food, we automatically should be thinking about something that's nourishing. But instead of that, food has become something that we put in our mouth.
Right.
And most of the time we judge the value of it by how it tastes as opposed to what it does for us in our body. I've heard Miss Tammy's lecture, she calls that stuff crack. We've got habits. I hear Mr. Terry Boykin speak about the trauma that we are existing under on an ongoing basis. And once again, I see that as we talk, we usually reflect on our history. For instance, as I talk about the beauty of Route 66 coming through our community, people say, yeah, historic Route 66. No, I'm talking about futuristic Route 66. I'm talking about the change that it can make on the lives that we are living now, not just the change it made in the past. And eating correctly is something that you do once you get excited about your future. If you don't have an excitement about your future, okay, I mean, we know people who have lost friends, lost relatives, lost husbands. They in some cases, because of the way the husband or the wife was eating. And it seems like sometimes we see the mate decide that, well, I'm going to keep eating that way because Leroy did. You know, and we ate that way together, and I'm gonna eat like this because Leroy did, and we're looking forward to a death as opposed to looking forward to living. The future of our families is what's up. The history that brought us here is critical to know, so that we don't beat up the old things, but we got to be inspired about the future. And I'm really inspired to see you, young man, you know, moving forward with this kind of commitment. And Tammy's just tore up about the fact you're a vegan.
Yeah. So excited.
It has a lot to
excited.
That eating food brings stress, anger, you know, a certain type of foods you eat, it all takes effect on the brain. You know, you can go out there and eat a burger and go home and be down and drowsy and have no energy.
Well, you know, we can look at how much it takes to make a burger.
That
you know, when we start talking about what's really involved on our planet, you know, the economy of our planet, and why does the government pay people not to grow certain foods? This world economy.
That's another show.
You know, I mean, the whole thing is we are tied into something where we all depend on each other. And one of the things that we need to understand is that people who have, and I guess I'm talking about the people who are migrating to this country now because of how they feel that the opportunity is here, despite being told that you're not welcome, we don't want you here, and blah blah blah. America has been built on the brilliance of people who have needs. Those needs drive us to the inventions. Those needs drive us to the motivation that it takes to really make a change. Because when you're comfortable, who wants to change? When things are going your way, why would you want it to change? When Tiger Woods is moving toward winning because he's why do you want to change? Right? So the people who are in, Tammy, you have something you want to
Yes, I do. One of our Black Chamber of Commerce Inland Empire
change the subject.
No, I'm changing it. Now I'm going to do a little pub real quick. Can I do that?
No, please do that.
Okay, it's the Bad and Bougie. A Step Ahead Entertainment. That's Denise Morrow. The Bad and Bougie fashion show and pamper
I've heard
day.
people describe you that way. Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, whatever they got to do. Dress attire is orange and white. Come on out, you guys. It's today, Sunday the 14th. From 12 to 4, it's Mountain Meadows Country Club at the Pomona, California Fairplex. I mean, not Fairplex, but 1875 Fairplex Drive, Mountain Meadows Country Club. And I just wanted to pub one of our members today. She's doing a lot of good in the community. She actually has a nonprofit, Youth with a Purpose.
Okay.
So, and that might be a group you might even want to tie into as well. Okay. But there's a lot of...
I know Denise.
You know Denise?
She does shows at what is it? Right there in Montclair Plaza. She does open mic. And a friend of mine is host Sizzle C. Sizzle C is the host for the show.
Very good. One of the things that we've learned today that's been said that I think is really critical is that you don't have to be a superstar to do something that's going to be positive and effective to our kids. We're talking about being able to mentor. We're talking about being able to talk to them and listen to them. And we have different formats to do that. We can do it at school. We can do it at home. We can do it at church. We can do it on the street. Okay, and we do have some influence. If the kid's looking at you, that means you can look back and say something. To speak becomes an issue that we need to do. We need to let people know that our hearts are in our hands and we can wave with each other. Okay. Tell us again about your meeting this evening, what time and where, so people in the high desert can come together with the idea of swelling up and doing something well to support our community. Tell us again about the address.
Yeah, the address is 13410 Armagosa Road. That's in Victorville. That's at the Masonic Lodge. You can't miss the big blue building. And so we asked everybody to come out. Then after that, we want to ask everyone to stay. There will be a performing by Mr. Ray Brooks, who's an older gentleman, a blues player. We want to not just talk about it, but we want to start today by showing up and giving props for our people.
Yeah. Okay,
we got
folks,
1 minute.
Doing it for your kids, man.
Make that meeting if you're in the high desert. Make that meeting if you're not there. Think about what you can do where you are, because this is something that we are all looking forward to. That's revitalization. That's inspiration. That's stepping up to the plate to do something that we know is going to be better. Part of that, folks, is at Route 66. Route 66 Marathon here in San Bernardino County, coming soon. And the way we're going to get to that is through Route 66 revitalization. That means take a deep breath, look forward to the future, say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it, and thank the Lord for doing it. And folks will be able to do this again next week under two circumstances. One, if the good Lord's willing.
Yes.
And two, if the creek don't rise.
Amen.
I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us, Tammy. Thank you as usual.
Thank you for having us.
Mood Master, Mr. Anthony Garcia, man, you are kicking it. I do appreciate you. Okay, you know it's ready today.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.